One question I get a lot is, I'm a beginner. I want to get into photography, but I don't have any equipment yet. What do I get? Everyone wants something different when they start photography. Some people want to do, just macro, some want to do sports, some people just want to take photos of landscapes, and, others just want to take portraits. Of course, there are those people that want to try out everything, kind of like me. I would suggest something different for each different type of photography, different setups, that is. However, I think I can boil it down to a basic, versatile DSLR setup for beginners, which you could customize and build onto along the way to suit your purposes. I've also included links to other videos along the way in this video for you to learn more about different topics. Starting out with the DSLR camera body, I would suggest starting out with an entry-level body from any one of the manufacturers. I happen to prefer Nikon, but you should go to a store and play with some of the DSLRs they have out and just see which one feels best in your hands, and you can go with that brand. For the most part though, each manufacturer has the same look and feel throughout their line, so since I am a Nikon gal, that's what I'll be talking about today. The general guidelines I give you though are applicable to any of the brands that you look at. So back to the body. Go with an entry-level body for now. You will most likely be able to do everything you want with it. Save the money for spending on lenses. Nikon currently has a few you could go with. They have the D3100, which I actually have right here. They have a D5100, and they have a D7000. They're all pretty small camera bodies. As you can see here, it's pretty teeny. The capabilities and the cost increase with the numbers. So the D7000 is the most capable and most expensive of the three, and the D3100 is the cheapest and probably, I don't want to say least capable because it's super capable. I've used it in professional settings numerous times with no problems, and I've gotten fantastic images. So anyway, one of the cool things about the D7000 though is that it can hold 2 SD cards, where the D3100 here and the D5100 only hold 1. Another benefit is that the D7000 is the quickest. And by that I mean that it can take more frames per second and it has the fastest response time. On the other hand, the big advantages to going with the D3100 or even the D5100 are that they are lighter and they are less expensive, and still very capable. Or you could go used. You could get any one of the three bodies I mentioned previously, the D3100, D5100, or D7000. Or you could go with the D90, which Nikon doesn't make anymore, but it is a good value when you can find it used right now. It's quick, it's light, the video capabilities have gotten better on the newer cameras, but the D90 is still just a fantastic value. And if you are going the used route, try to get your hands on the camera before you buy it so you can make sure that it works. Let's see. The advantage to getting an entry-level camera or body over a more expensive body is, well, it's obviously cost, but also you get the flexibility of auto mode or scene modes in the entry-level cameras that you don't get with the more expensive professional lines. Now these modes will enable you to use the DSLR like a point and shoot whenever you want, and you can even use it as a learning tool where you look at how the camera set itself up in different situations. You can learn from that. I definitely did. Now let's talk about lenses. Whether you're buying new or used, you can get most of the entry-level DSLRs in a kit that includes 1 or 2 lenses. It's usually a good deal to go with the kit. A little internet research will tell you if what you're looking at is that good deal or not. A popular kit is the body with an intermediate lens, like the 18-55, which I have here that came with my D3100 kit. This lens is also a macro lens, or a micro lens as Nikon calls it. A lot of times in the kit you'll also get a telephoto lens, like the 55-200 that I got in my kit, the D3100 kit. These two, along with the camera body, are great to start out with. However, if you're looking for something additional to start out, I might also suggest the 35mm f1.8 lens, which I have right here. It's a fairly inexpensive lens that will give you the ability to shoot in low light without a flash because the aperture will open up really wide to f1.8. Now from here, you can certainly get other lenses, and you can spend a lot of money on lenses, in fact, and you probably will in the future. You might decide that you want the 17 to 55 f2.8 lens like I have here, or the 70 to 200 f2.8 lens like I have here. These lenses are a lot more expensive though, so start out with the kit, see what you can do with that, and then just expand from there. When you're purchasing a lens outside of a kit, make sure to look at whether the lens is DX or FX. The entry-level Nikon DSLRs have DX format sensors, which is a cropped sensor. The FX format sensors are in the most expensive Nikon DSLRs. They're bigger. Lenses are made for these two formats. All you really need to know right now is that you can use either type of lens on either camera, but the DX lenses are made specifically for the DX cameras and are, in general, less expensive than their FX counterparts. I do need to get a little bit technical for a second here. For the D3100 and the D5100, you need lenses that have AFS in the designation, or they will not autofocus on your camera. Most of the new lenses from Nikon have this designation. From entry-level lenses through the newer pro lenses though, so not to worry too much, you'll be able to find them. To go along with your lenses, I suggest buying some inexpensive UV filters. They screw onto the end of the lens, and it will provide a little extra protection for the lens. They come in different sizes though, so take a look when you are making your purchase so you make sure to get the right one. Let's talk about flashes, called speed lights in the Nikon system. The DSLRs that I've talked about all have pop-up flashes. You can even control the output on these pop-up flashes if you'd like. But if you do want something more, you can get a speed light, which will mount to the camera's hot shoe right on top. And there are, again, there's different ones. You can go for the simple SB400, which you can somewhat control the direction of the light by tilting it up and down and bouncing the flash. But you can't control the output on this one. Or you could go with the larger SB900. I have a few SB800s, that's what I have here, and they are the predecessor to the 900. Now these are a lot more flexible. You can control the output right on the speed light body, it's right on the back, and you can move the direction of the light all over the place. This thing, travels all the way around. These also come with this filter and an attached bounce card. These are just all things you can experiment with. And when you're ready for a studio setup, you'll be able to utilize these as well. You'll need a memory card or two when you're ready to take photos. The DSLRs I've talked about take SD cards like this one. There's a huge range of SD cards. Some have more capacity, some are actually faster. You can pretty much choose any one for right now and you'll be perfectly fine. You'll probably need something to carry all this stuff in. Some kits come with a bag, which is nice. I have this bag here that came with my kit. I also have a low pro slingshot bag like this right here. They make these in different sizes. I like them because it's out of my way, but I can get into it easily. There are, though, lots and lots of bags to choose from, and everyone has their own preferences. Now that you have everything you need to take photos, you'll probably want to play around with editing them. To start out, I suggest Picasa. It's a free download from Google, and you can start playing around with it before you invest in some software like Photoshop Elements or Adobe Lightroom or Apple's Aperture. Well, that was a lot of information. I tried not to overload you. Of course, there are just a lot of options when you're first starting out. I suggest that you start out small, take some time to learn about the technical stuff, about what you like and about what you dislike, and where your equipment is falling short for you. And then you'll be able to expand your equipment collection from there. Let me know if you have any questions.